Eclipse. We've got Dr. Robert Massey, who's Deputy Director of the Royal Astronomical Society, and I'm delighted to welcome Louise Hosey as well, because she's a BBC social media correspondent. She's been watching the social media reaction. But Robert, I'm going to start with you. I mean, you're paid to get excited about this, but you know, tell me honestly, an eclipse, we get them every so often, what, every few years, but this has excited a lot of people because it happened in the Northern Hemisphere. What do you make of it?
Well, it was one of the deepest eclipses for some years. I mean, the last equivalent one, or not quite, well, that was even more spectacular, was 1999. We won't have anything as deep until 2026, so it isn't surprising there was a lot of interest in this. I mean, if you were up in Scotland, only 2 or 3% of the sun was left, then it got pretty dark.
Just say, look, just give us a thought on this fabulous photo here. I mean,
those that look, total eclipse, Svalbard, would I have loved to come to Svalbard for a whole number of reasons, but look, that gives you the full impression of what totality is like. It's extraordinary. The difference between a crescent sun and the sky going dark and the corona becoming visible, it's been described as being a bit like a kind of flower unfolding in the sky.
It's the sort of machinery of our solar system visible in a way that is, you know, awesome. In many ways.
If you want confirmation that, you know, Einstein's theories and Newton's theories work pretty well, this is it. The fact we're able to predict these things hundreds of years in advance is a testament to that. You know, they certainly weren't able to do that 400 or 500
Now look at this
ago.
one. This, oh, it was just gone. But what we just saw before it went was that dramatic image. I think that was from the Faroes.
That was the plane over the Faroes,
exactly.
by the look of your caption, and you can also see, obviously, you know, the plane's rocking around a bit. Again, you know, really demonstrates that difference between being in a region where you see a crescent, which is in itself is dramatic enough, and totality.
Yeah, I mean, the totality, as you put it, is the real drama. Now, it has to be said, not a lot of people live in the Faroes. So, Louise, to you, for social media reaction, you know, I'll be honest, in London, we all looked outside, we got very excited, there was thick cloud cover, and frankly, it got a tiny, tiny bit greyer than usual, but in London, grey's nothing special. We didn't get excited. How many people on social media are truly excited about this?
Well, this really has been a big deal in social media, and not just today, but in the past week. Loads and loads of people have been tweeting about this. The hashtag Eclipse2015 is the most popular one. I think we've got a visualization we can show, which just shows you how the term actually built up on social media in the last couple of hours.
Is this one of your famous heat maps?
It is indeed.
Right, so explain it to me.
Well, this just shows you the number of people tweeting using this hashtag Eclipse2015, and you can see as it gets closer towards 9:30 here in the UK, it's getting bigger and bigger in the UK and in America on the East Coast. And this term, it's actually been tweeted more than 250,000 times already. And peak time in the UK, it was being tweeted around 6,000 tweets per minute.
Well, that all sounds terrific, but be honest with me, are some people a little bit disappointed? I don't want to sound like, you know, the grumpy old grandpa here, but, you know, it wasn't that great in London. Are you getting a bit of a sense of anticlimax? I know some are excited. If you live in the Faroes, it's fabulous, but are some a bit disappointed?
Some are excited, but there were also, my timeline on Twitter was being filled with quite a few photographs of grey skies. I know a lot of our colleagues went outside today to try to watch it and said that they didn't really see very much. People have also been making a lot of jokes about it on Twitter. There's been a lot of amusing things coming forward that I think we can have a look at. For example, Wayne Morton, he used a cake to represent the solar eclipse.
An eclipse that's good enough to eat, I like that. Yeah.
Yes, he tweeted and said, chances are you won't see today's eclipse because of clouds, so I've produced this one. Matt Lees tweeted, he said, remember not to look directly at jokes about the eclipse, so a little joke there. And the British actor Jake Wood, he posted an image of 50 Shades of Grey, saying, yes, this is what I saw. Here's my stunning photo. Also another one, Thames Valley Police, they also put out a tweet saying, we're currently investigating an attempted theft of the sun. Please tweet us if you have more info.
But you know what my favourite was? It was the fact that Bonnie Tyler was trending today on Twitter. Explain that. Why has that got anything to do with the eclipse at all? Come on, explain.
Well, Bonnie Tyler, of course, known here in the UK, the Welsh singer, known for her 1980s hit Total Eclipse of the Heart. And so people have been tweeting about her. The hashtag Total Eclipse of the Sun has been trending. Her name's been trending. So maybe not a good day for everybody going to try to see the eclipse, but certainly quite a good day for her.
Right, excellent. Well, look, we're going to come back to you, Robert, because you're an astronomer, and I don't want to belittle just how big a deal this is. When is the next time that a real, proper, total eclipse is going to be delivered?
Total eclipse in the UK 2081 and properly over the mainland in 2090. If you want to go and see one, you're going to need to travel. But for example, in the US in 2017, just a couple of years' time, there will be a total eclipse that runs across the whole of the continental US. So a really good opportunity to go and see it there.
And I love that idea of it running across the US. When you, because it obviously hasn't happened in London today, but when you are in the midst of a total eclipse, just a final question, how long are you in total darkness before the sun
Really
re-emerges?
variable. It can be anything between a few seconds and up to 7 or 8 minutes, but I don't know how long the one in the US is, but enough that it feels cold. The world changes quite a lot in those few minutes.
We have to end there, but Robert and Louise, thanks so much.